Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you. This weekend is going to be huge. Sunday night. I know that UFC doesn't run a lot of pay-per-views on Sunday night, but directly after the Colts versus Patriots AFC Championship game on Fox, in fact, they're even going to be running commercials for you to flip over as soon as this football game is over to watch the main event on Fox Sports 1. I know this because I saw Conor McGregor filming the commercials on the UFC Embedded show. A lot of people, when I started watching UFC, started asking me who my favorite UFC fighter was, and I told them honestly every time I watched a fight, I picked a different guy. But I can't remember which fight it was, but Conor McGregor is easily my favorite UFC fighter right now. I know the last fight he fought against Dustin Poirier back at UFC 178 back in September. The fight before that was a Fox Sports 1 as well. That was a direct from, I believe that fight was in Ireland, and that crowd was rowdy all night long. Conor McGregor was in the main event of that night, and here he is fighting again in another main event against a guy named Dennis Siver. I will not, I will admit to you that honestly, when I started to get ready for this video and I was making some notes down about this and I was watching the UFC Embedded, I learned that his name was not Dennis Silver. And if I wouldn't have watched that video, I wouldn't have been able to talk about this one at all. But this is going to be on Fight Night 59. This is going to be Conor McGregor's big fight. If he wins this match, he will more than likely get the title fight after this. So he will probably move up from being the number 5 in the division all the way to the number 1 contender. Of course, Conor McGregor got the big win against Dustin Poirier back at 178. That was a TKO in the first round. The fight went about 2 minutes. In fact, his last 2 fights have been TKOs in the first round, and already he's gone out of his way to say, hey, I'm going to knock out Siver in the first round, and this is something that Siver has, spoken up for himself, saying, hey, I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen. He already has beef with Conor McGregor, because Conor McGregor has said that Siver is more than likely probably on steroids. This is something that Siver was busted for a couple of years ago. Honestly, when you look into this fight and you look at their lineup of bar to bar, easily you can tell that Siver is giving up a lot of reach. Definitely giving up some age. He's giving up some height. This seems like it's in the corner of Conor McGregor. Conor is a very explosive fighter, like we talked about earlier. This is something that he really could go out of his way and really win this fight. And if he can get another TKO in the first round, it's going to be very, very impressive. Of course, if he wins this fight, he will probably get the match against Aldo. Probably one of the big Vegas UFC pay-per-view main events. It's time to put up or shut up for Conor McGregor. Lots of things going on with Fight Night 59. You get to see the Cowboy Donald Cerrone fight again 2 weeks after his last fight. Honestly, I was very surprised. And I was trying to figure out why he's taking this fight against Benson Henderson. I didn't know if he was filling in for somebody else or what the backstory is. Maybe somebody can comment down below. I know that when he beat Miles Drury, it was a decision, so the fight went 3 rounds, so it's not like he just walked in, knocked out some guy, and didn't really go through a fight. He did have a fight only 2 weeks ago, and here he is just signing up and saying, hey, I'll be in this fight, and I'll be whatever you need me to be. Talk about maybe John Jones might be making his first appearance in UFC since his cocaine. I don't know if you call it an allegation or, what to really call it. But, John Jones was busted for cocaine. He did 1 day in rehab. He's going to be at the Colts and Patriots football game, the AFC Championship game. It's being held in Boston. So I can see as long as this football game doesn't go down to the last minute, him just jumping in a car and making sure that he's at the UFC show to see the main event. I don't know if UFC would want to shoot him, showing him down there around the ring. Of course, he is coming off his big win at the last UFC show, UFC 182. And I don't know why there hasn't been talks about him having to give a rematch, due to the drug allegations. But we'll have to see what goes down from there as John Jones is champion. Of course, he wasn't suspended. Of course, he wasn't stripped. There was a loophole in the rule about being busted. But that UFC has to not be happy about this being leaked out. But we'll see More to this story to come. But Conor McGregor fighting on Sunday, directly after the Patriots versus Colts AFC Championship game on Fox Sports 1.